Ever notice how some people just seem to have it together? They're building businesses, investing wisely, traveling in style, and somehow they always have time for themselves and their families. It's not magic. It's not even always money. The real secret? Habits. Specifically, the hidden habits millionaires practice every single day. These aren't flashy or dramatic. You probably wouldn't even notice them if you weren't looking. But these quiet behaviors are the foundation of long-term success. And here's the good news. You don't need to be a millionaire to start using them. You just need to know what they are and be willing to make a few changes. Let's break down the 10 millionaire habits that you can start today. Yes, today, that could completely shift your future. 10. They treat time like it's their most valuable currency. Millionaires know something most people don't. Time is more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can never get time back. That's why successful people are very selective about how they spend their hours. They say no more often than they say yes, and they avoid things that waste their time, whether that's mindless scrolling, meetings without purpose, or people who drain their energy. This doesn't mean their calendars are packed with back-to-back work. It means they use their time intentionally. If an hour doesn't push them forward mentally, financially, or emotionally, they rethink it. Try this. Audit your time for 1 week. You'll be shocked how much of it slips away on things that don't really matter. Reclaiming those hours could be your first step toward real change. 9. They track their money down to the dollar. One of the biggest misconceptions about wealthy people is that they're careless with money. That couldn't be further from the truth. Most millionaires know exactly where every dollar goes. They understand their income, their expenses, their investments, and their tax situation. It's not because they love spreadsheets, it's because they know money flows where attention goes. Tracking your money builds awareness. Awareness leads to better decisions, and better decisions compound into wealth over time. You don't need a fancy financial advisor to start. Use a simple budgeting app or even a notebook. Start logging your expenses. Look at your bank statements, find the leaks and fix them. Millionaires didn't start rich. They started by mastering the basics. 8. They read to learn, not just to escape. Reading is one of the most common habits among self-made millionaires. But they're not just reading for entertainment, they're reading to grow. Biographies, business books, psychology, investing, productivity, anything that gives them an edge. While most people wind down with reality TV or endless YouTube rabbit holes, millionaires often use that time to feed their minds. They're curious, they're always learning, and that constant learning pays off big time. Try swapping 20 minutes of screen time each day for reading. That adds up to 120 hours a year. Imagine how different your thinking and your decisions would be after 120 hours of learning from people who've already done what you want to do. 7. They surround themselves with other growth-minded people. You've probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Millionaires take that seriously. They're extremely intentional about their social circle. They spend time with people who challenge them, inspire them, and push them to grow. They avoid gossip, negativity, and small-minded thinking. Why? Because your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your results. If you're constantly around people who complain, blame others, or play small, it's hard to think big. But when you're surrounded by driven, focused, and positive people, it becomes easier to level up. You don't need to ditch your friends, just start adding in voices that lift you higher. Listen to podcasts, join online communities, go to local events, build your circle, one conversation at a time. 6. They build multiple streams of income. Millionaires rarely rely on one source of income. They know that depending on a single paycheck is risky. That's why many of them have side businesses, investments, royalties, or passive income streams. They're always thinking about how to make their money work for them. But here's what most people miss. They didn't start with 7 income streams overnight. They built one, then added another, then another. It's a process. You might start with a freelance gig, an Etsy shop, or learning to invest. The point is, you start. That second income stream could eventually become your main one. And once you experience income that doesn't require trading time for money, you'll never think the same way again. 5. They stay calm during chaos. Life throws curveballs at everyone, yes, even millionaires. But one habit that separates them from the rest is their ability to stay calm under pressure. Instead of reacting emotionally, they pause, assess, and respond with clarity. They've trained themselves not to panic when markets crash, deals fall through, or problems pop up. This emotional discipline is a superpower, especially in business and investing. It allows them to make smart decisions while others are panicking. If you want to develop this, start by building self-awareness. Notice your emotional triggers. Practice pausing before reacting. Journal your thoughts during stressful times. Over time, staying calm becomes your default setting, and that's a massive advantage in any area of life. 4. They delay gratification. Millionaires are often misunderstood as big spenders, but in reality, most of them are masters at delaying gratification. They'll hold off on buying that flashy car or luxury vacation until they've built solid financial footing. They don't chase short-term pleasure at the expense of long-term success. This doesn't mean they never enjoy their money. It means they prioritize. They invest first, then enjoy the rewards later. This habit is powerful because it builds discipline, and discipline builds freedom. Try applying this to your own life. Instead of impulse buying the latest gadget, ask yourself, will this purchase help me grow? If not, save or invest that money. Over time, those small decisions stack up into serious wealth. 3. They set clear goals and review them often. Millionaires don't leave their future up to chance. They set goals, not vague someday dreams, but specific, measurable targets with timelines. And they don't just write them down once a year and forget them. They review them regularly, sometimes daily. This keeps them focused and aligned. Goals give direction. They act as a compass, guiding your actions and choices. 2. They make decisions quickly and learn from mistakes. Millionaires don't overthink everything. They gather information, weigh the options, and then decide. If it works, great. If not, they adjust and try again. This habit of fast decision-making helps them stay ahead. They're not paralyzed by fear of failure. They know every mistake is a lesson in disguise. Compare that to the average person who might spend months stuck in analysis paralysis and end up doing nothing. 1. They think long-term, always. This is the habit that ties everything together. Millionaires think in decades, not just days. They're constantly asking, how will this decision affect me in 5, 10, or 20 years? They don't chase trends. They don't get sidetracked by temporary wins. They're playing the long game. Whether it's investing, business, or relationships, they think about sustainability and impact. This mindset changes how you spend, how you save, and how you show up. So there you have it. 10 hidden millionaire habits that you can start practicing today. If you found value in this video, give it a like, share it with someone who's working on their goals, and hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thinking long-term.